Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, with some injury news around the Silver and Black before their Week 17 game against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to be giving you guys updates on Andre James, Jermaine Eluemunor, Michael Mayer, but the reason why you clicked on this video is because you wanted an update on Josh Jacobs. If you're looking for the latest news and rumors around the Silver and Black, take a second, hit that subscribe button, because even when I'm not at work, hey, here's the thing. You want to be a Raider? Commitment to excellence. Hard work, 365. Next year, 366. So hit that subscribe button. All right, the reason why, though, I had to make an update here on Jacobs is because a source told me yesterday that Jacobs is expected to play despite, or unless he ends up suffering some sort of setback. I'm not sitting up here saying that Jacobs suffered a setback, because everything that I'm understanding is he did not practice at all this entire week. But from people that I talked to that are inside of that Raiders locker room, they anticipated that he was going to be able to go in this one. And now he is being listed as doubtful on the official injury report. We know that basically, unless you're Max Crosby, being doubtful doesn't really matter. And Antonio Pierce, when he spoke about Jacobs and his availability in this upcoming game, he said that it's going to be a game-time decision, and essentially was like, hey, if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. But we're also not going to rush him back, because the ultimate hope is that this team is able to beat Indy, and that this team is able to take care of business against Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos, and you're going to be potentially playing for a playoff spot. Hell, the Raiders have a shot to win the AFC West if the Kansas City Chiefs lose 2 straight games. As always, Chuck says hi, so everyone spam Chuck down below. But I had to make this update because a source, again, texted me, and he told me, I am shocked that Jacobs is not going to be able to play here in this football game. And I'm not trying to put any negative energy out there into the world around Jacobs, but I know this, that there are a lot of people inside that Raiders locker room right now that are pretty surprised that Jacobs is unable to go. If you remember, when Jacobs first initially ended up getting injured, it was in that Vikings game, and there was a lot of speculation that following week against the Los Angeles Chargers, that if that game would have been on Sunday, not on Thursday, that he should have been able to go. All right, so that's that. Then he misses the game against the Chiefs. Now you're talking about an injury that originally people thought, all right, he's going to miss this game against the Chargers, but that's because they're resting him and they're getting him ready for Kansas City. That's now 10 days, and now you're going another week of him not going out there and not playing. So from what I understand, he's listed as doubtful. He's still going to be a game-time decision. I'm not going to expect that he's ready. And here's the thing. I don't know if anybody inside of that Raiders locker room truly knows when or if Jacobs is going to play again this season, because everyone that I talk to is shocked that he is unable to go here in this one. But you know what that means? It's time to look at Zeus. It's time to look at Zamir White, coming off a career game where he had 222 carries for 145 yards on the ground. It seemed to got better and better and better. So this is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So if you bleed silver and black, I need to know. You're about to get hit with the YouTube ad break. I want you to scroll on down and give me your confidence level in Zamir White to lead this backfield going up against Indianapolis. Scale it from 1 to 10. 1, you're not confident at all. 10, you know he's going to rock it. I'm going to sit up here and say I got a 7, maybe an 8 level of confidence. I was not a big Zamir White fan. He still needs to earn me over a little bit. However, he seems like a running back where the more and more reps you give him, the more and more he's starting to really get it going. And you could see right when he first started playing in that game up against the Chargers, I get it, it's the Chargers game. It's hard to have a lot of takeaways from it, but he started to get a little bit better. That Chiefs game, I'll tell you what, third, fourth quarter, nobody wanted to tackle him. You got to give your flowers to the offensive line, which is where, we'll start talking about them near the end of this show, because I told you I'd give you an update on Jermaine and give you an update here on Andre James. But at the end of the day, I do have confidence in Zamir White, and if the Raiders want to be able to come away with a win, yes, obviously, Aiden O'Connell has to have himself a good game. You know that you're not going to get blitzed a lot with Gus Bradley. The Indianapolis Colts blitz 15% of the time, which is ranked dead last in the NFL. But the way that you beat Gus Bradley's defense is you try to expose the defensive tackles. They're not going to blitz. They're going to put a lot of pressure on your linebackers. And what this offensive line needs to do is create solid holes for Zamir White needs to make the correct read. And when you do that for 4 quarters and your linebackers and then your safeties are forced to tackle a back in the NFL, and when your offensive line's been dominating the defensive line, that's not an easy job. That's the way the Raiders are going to take care of business against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, coming up next here on the show, We're going to get into more injury news around Michael Mayer. I'm going to tell you whether or not Jermaine Eluemunor and Andre James are going to be playing in this game here. But I do got to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. And if you haven't already, go get started. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. If you're looking, I'm going to put the link for you guys down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. But all you got to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. And then you also got to use code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. It is the most fun that I've had playing fantasy. You could put down $5. You got a chance sometimes win up to 25 times your money. I'll tell you this right now. Try it once, because as soon as you try it, you are going to be hooked. It is a lot of fun. Give it a try. Shout out to Prize Picks for hooking up the nation. All right, let's go to some more injury news here around Michael Mayer. As expected, he is not going to be playing in this game, and I think the fear right now is that his season is over. Still dealing with that toe injury. The Raiders, obviously they lost Jesper Horsted of the IR. They did sign Zach Gentry off the Bengals practice squad, so now he's going to be on this team. It's going to be Austin Hooper. It's going to be Gentry, but with no Michael Mayer. I'm expecting Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, a guy like Trey Tucker, hell, Hunter Renfrow. All of those players need to step it up, need to pick it up a little bit to help the young rookie really get the momentum going here for this Raiders offense. So no Michael Mayer. Show him some love. Give him an 87 down below. All right, let's go to Andre James now. Andre James is listed as questionable. He is expected to play in this game. I talked to a few of the Raiders offensive linemen before Thursday's live show, and I talked to Jermaine Eluemunor. He's going to be playing in this game, and I said it back on Tuesday when I did the show, and I talked to him that he is going to be Gucci, and that he is expected to play in this one. So with that being said, my projected offensive line up against Indianapolis is going to be Thayer Munford at left tackle, Dylan Parham at left guard, Andre James at center, Greg Van Roten at right guard, right tackle is Jermaine Eluemunor. Now, I say that only because even though Kolton Miller has been limited, they did not put anything for his game status. So last week, even though Kolton Miller was able to go out there on the field, they still started Thayer Munford. Miller is dealing with that shoulder injury and was basically used as a emergency offensive tackle just in case anything were to go wrong. From what I understand, they don't want to rush back Kolton Miller. Again, this is a team that they have playoff aspirations and know if they want to achieve the ultimate goal, they need to have Jacobs. They need to have Kolton Miller 100% healthy. But they also love what they see in Munford, right? Like they're not just doing this because just to do it. They have love for what they've seen out of Thayer Munford. He's been a hell of a left tackle. He's definitely stepped in to a role, and he's showing people, hey, I could play left tackle in the National Football League. So those are the injury updates. Again, really upset that Jacobs is going to be unable to go, but hey, it is what it is. Also, before I end today's show, my buddy, he runs a company called Chosen One Athletics. It's the hat that I am rocking right here. If you want to get this hat, I will put the link for all y'all on Instagram. Give him a follow. Who knows? He might even be able to hook you guys up with something real nice. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'll also put the link for you guys down below. Maybe you need an extra stocking stuffer. But Mitch, Christmas is over. Well, hey, 2024, man, it's wild. It's right around the corner. All right, y'all, that's all the time that I got for you today. Remember, Josh Jacobs doubtful. They're still going to list him, though, as a game-time decision. But I have no confidence right now in Jacobs stepping on the field at any point. Michael Mayer, probably going to be done for the season, but he's just out for Week 17. Jermaine Eluemunor, Andre James, both expected to play up against the Indianapolis Colts. And if you don't already know, hey, man, we're going to be live on Sunday, bright and early, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I know it's early for a lot of you out on the West Coast, but if the Raiders win, shit, man, we might even stay live. We might even keep the party rocking and rolling. It's almost New Year's. It's almost 2024, and there's no other place that I'd rather be than rocking with the nation on Sunday. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you pull up, because it's going to be one hell of a time. All right, nation, if you want more videos here around the Raiders, click the subscribe button right here. Videos every single day. That's my pledge to you. If you want even more content, these are the videos that Chuck personally really likes, so I recommend you checking those out. And then if you want even more videos, these to me are some of the videos I like. So you can take my recommendation, you can take Chuck's recommendation, or you can just click that big red button underneath this that says subscribe.